Crafty Amy. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a vinyl bag with lining. This video has been requested a lot to do a bag with lining, so I finally did it for you. I've actually started this bag like a couple months ago. So this is what it looks like. I've made so many different kinds of vinyl bags, so feel free to use the same method of lining with the other bags that I have. And of course, this is more for intermediate sewing. If you're a beginner at sewing, I wouldn't really recommend this bag with lining because it can get kind of confusing. But yeah, it's pretty easy. You can do this Tumblr bag design on any shape bag. I just decided to do it for this because it's kind of like, because it's really long and I really wanted it to be shaped the same way. In this bag, I put a white cotton lining. It can be any type of lining. It doesn't have to be like a certain material, but it's just regular cotton fabric. And then I put like some supplies in here. But yeah, you can put anything in here. It's really spacious because it's square and big. And yeah, I really like the design. It came out exactly how I wanted it to be. Let's start this tutorial. Print out the Tumblr logo and cut out a rectangle 9 by 5 inches while making the logo the center of it. Trace the pattern while adding 1/2 inch of seam allowance to all the sides. Cut out 2 pieces with the same pattern. Now cut out all the white letters using an X-Acto knife and a self-healing mat. Place the letters flipped over on the wrong side of the white vinyl and trace all of them. Cut out the letters, making sure to cut away all the markings so you get the exact size of the letters you cut. On one of the teal pieces you cut, place the pattern in the center and glue the letters inside the spaces. Carefully remove the pattern. Now you got yourself the perfect logo. With the same pattern, cut 2 pieces for the lining, adding 1/2 inch of seam allowance to all the sides. Figure out what width you want for the bag. I'm doing 4 inches. Cut out a strip of teal vinyl the length of the zipper, minus 15 inches, and I'm cutting the width 4 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, so a total 5 by 15 inches. Cut the strip in half so now you have 2 long pieces. Cut the same pieces for the lining. Take the strips and place the right side of the lining with the wrong side of the zipper and place the right side of the teal vinyl with the right side of the zipper. Sew one of the sides using a zipper foot. Flip the sides out and top stitch. Put some tape under your zipper foot to make sewing the vinyl easier. Make your stitch length a little bit wider just so you don't have a bunch of holes next to each other that will eventually cause the vinyl to rip. I put blue thread for the top and white thread for the bottom so you have a nice clean look. Do the same thing to the other side and you're done with the zipper. After the glue on the vinyl letters have completely dried, stitch all around the letters to secure it and give it a clean look. Take your time in going around each curve so you don't mess up. Lift your presser foot often to get around the sharp curves. The length of my zipper strip is 16 inches with seam allowance, so now you need to measure the front or back piece so you know exactly where to sew it and to figure out the bottom piece. Since my length is 16 inches, subtract your 1 inch seam allowance, so now you have 15 inches. Subtract the length of the top and it equals 6, so now you know 3 inches go on both sides. Mark a point on both sides so you know where the zipper starts and ends. Now measure the rest of the bottom to determine the bottom strip. Mine came out to 13 inches plus 1 inch for seam allowance. Since I chose my width to be 4 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, my bottom strip will be 14 by 5 inches. Cut the bottom strip for the lining and the teal vinyl. Transfer the markings for the start and ending of the zipper strip to all the front and back pieces, and also mark which is the top and bottom on the wrong side of the fabric. Place the right side of the bottom lining strip to the wrong side of the zipper strip, and place the teal pieces right sides together. Use bobby pins to hold them together and sew with 1/2 inch of seam allowance. Start and stop 1/2 inch away from the edge. Sew a little zipper stopper if you shorten your zipper. Don't let the needle go in the middle of the zipper teeth because it might break it, so just go around the zipper teeth. Now sew a top stitch starting and stopping 1/2 inch away from the edge. Unstitch a couple stitches if you didn't sew exactly 1/2 inch away. This is important to sew the lining. Sew the other side of the edge exactly like you did the other side. Now top stitch the same way as the other side. Match the seams so you can mark your midpoint at the top and bottom. Mark the top and bottom midpoints on the other pieces as well. Starting with the teal pieces, match all the 4 points that you marked, the top and bottom midpoints and the sides. Starting at any point, sew all around right on the line that you drew. Make sure you're only sewing the vinyls, not the lining. Cut 3 lines on the corners so you get a smoother transition. Make sure your seam allowances are matching up the whole time you're sewing, and be careful not to stretch the vinyls. Do the same with the other side of the vinyl, making sure to only sew the vinyls. After the vinyl has been sewn, use a hot glue gun to glue the seams towards the middle. This will help keep the shape of the bag. Now place the lining right sides together and sew all around using 1/2 inch of seam allowance. As you're sewing it, you'll begin to see the lining wrap around the vinyl bag. When you sew the other side of the lining, make sure to leave the bottom opened so you can flip it inside out. After all the lining has been sewn, find your little opening and turn it inside out. After poking all the corners, take the open seam at the bottom and sew it shut. Fold the seam allowance in and sew as close to the edge as possible. Not only do you got yourself a cute Tumblr bag, but it has lining. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs it up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you like to follow me on my social medias, you can follow me at Crafty Amy on Instagram and Crafty Amy 93 on Snapchat and Facebook. Thank you so much for watching.